Alright. Let's see what Martha's got for us this time.
Ah, Clive, I was just about to send for you. I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up in Eastpool.
Wow, DoorDash?
Seeds for planting.
Wow,
It's about
Seed
time they
Dash?
started growing their own food. I'll keep providing them with whatever they need in the meantime, of course. But if Eastpool's going to survive, it's got to be able to fend for itself. As have those poor bearers. They've lived their whole lives in servitude, but now they're their own masters. Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for themselves. So it's up to us to teach them. And if you're wondering why you, well, the Wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming back with more and more reports of Akashic around the village of late.
That's kind of funny because I was literally about to say, why am I doing this?
Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it, but I think even he's starting to worry. And if he's likely to share those concerns with anyone, it's you.
All right.
Thanks. Wouldn't ask if I didn't have to. There. That should be enough to keep him in Gazal Greens for a few years at least.
Gazal Greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hardy, they grow fast, and they fill a hole. Better that than something that'll wither away at first frost.
We're eating
And
chocobo
chocobos
food
love
now?
it too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together to get Eastpool back on its feet, I mean all of us. They ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right and they're just about bearable.
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do with them. And if he don't, well, I'll go up there and show him myself.
I'm sure you will.
Hey Death, we're brainstorming what a Spanish Sephiroth would be like. I think a Spanish Sephiroth would probably speak Spanish. And perhaps be exactly the same otherwise. I don't know what you're expecting. Maybe instead of like the Latin chanting in his theme song, you get like a mariachi band or something.
It's over. Stay down.
Listen, this isn't me, it's my chat. This is normal at this point. Some angry Spanish-speaking Sephiroth. Does he have a mustache? When he goes Safer Sephiroth, instead of getting 6 wings, does he get 6 mustaches?
Good. They haven't broken camp yet. How did Doris come to know a slaver, I wonder?
We've waited long enough. She's not coming. Ready the bearers. We're leaving.
Back to civilization, is it, Mom?
With all haste. Lest any of you lackwits start talking like these feckless bumpkins.
Guys sounded like
Presume your men are
Blackthorn.
ready. We've suffered too many delays as it is. Any more, and I'll be docking your pay.
Yes, Mom.
You pay us?
But before you go, it appears we have company. Kill him.
You've made a terrible mistake, lady.
You're welcome to try.
Wait, she's just gonna stand there and watch? That's pretty great. Ow. Stop it! Imagine you beat Bizarro Sephiroth, and then instead of hearing like the opening to One Winged Angel, you hear the opening to Lowrider. Lowrider. And everyone thinks it's the George Lopez show. I'm gonna make a video with no context of just me defeating Bizarro Sephiroth and then just the opening to the George Lopez show plays. That's gonna be the whole video.
So much for your escort.
You'll forgive me for not avenging my men. I'm not the swordswoman I used to be. I surrender. Do with me as you wish, Sid.
Don't say
the
that.
Outlaw.
Don't say that.
Sid.
Oh, you got here just in time. Everything's already dead.
Doris. I take it you're not here to rescue me from our brooding renegade? You know, I always wondered where you'd vanished to. But casting your lot with this criminal of all people.
Better fighting for a cause than killing for coin. I'm sorry, Sid. I should have told you sooner. This woman, my former master, once trained bearer children to be weapons in service of the highest bidder.
Oh, cool. Throw her off the
She raised
cliff.
me like a daughter, and I did terrible things to earn her favor.
Throw her off the cliff.
It wasn't all terrible. Surely. We had our fun, too. You were always so eager to learn, and had such clever hands. All my other children took either to the blade or to the books. Always either or. But you proved yourself a master of both. That's why I kept you for my own.
Just judgment bolt her into oblivion.
How about it, my little dagger? Care to swear that blade to me again?
Okay, seriously, throw her off the cliff.
I never swore my blade to you, nor will I ever. I fight for a higher cause, to liberate the bearers of this world. Farewell, Master. Thank you for making me the weapon I am.
You always were a righteous child. Perhaps that's the reason I loved you so.
See ya.
What do you want to do with her?
I am not the killer she wanted me to be. Not anymore. And she no longer has friends in high places. The Dame does, though. Her connections at the Imperial Court will see that justice is done.
All right. If you're certain.
I am. And thank you for everything. Now, I better let these bearers know that they're safe.
Just tell her to close her eyes. I'll just do a little zap. Judgment bolt from afar. Bzzzt. Just smite
I
her.
should head back to the hideaway and put Cole's mind at ease.
Imagine Imagine we're standing there talking, and she walks past us, and she's just like, "Yeah, I'm not the killer I used to be. The Dame will figure out what to do with her." And Clive is like, "Are you certain? Are you certain that you want to do that?" And she's like, "Yeah, justice will be served." And while they're talking, you just see Torgal in the background like tackle her and just start. Torgal will take care of it.
Welcome back, Sid. Doris's message just arrived. I hear you saved more bearers from being smuggled across the border.
With any luck, they'll be joining us in the hideaway shortly. Oh, and you don't need to worry about Doris anymore.
Oh, he's so great.
I'd been hoping as much. She mentioned one or two things in her report. So the slaver we'd been chasing all these months was her former master. Wish I'd known. She's been arrested, by the way, over in Sandbreak. Went quietly, or so we're told. And she won't be getting off lightly. The Empire may have no love for bearers, but it's none too fond of black market traders either. Can't have been easy for Doris.
I'm sure it wasn't. But don't worry. She'll be all right.
I hope so. Suppose you should know, eh? You had quite the past yourself before you came here, or so I understand. Anyway, thanks again, Sid. The Cursebreakers would be lost without Doris. And you, of course.
Keep up the good work, Cole.
Yeah, keep it up, Cole. I gotta be getting a new reward soon with all these side quests I'm doing. I do like Doris, she's pretty cool. Her first quest where she was like uncertain of how to handle things was pretty relatable. I've been in situations like that where you like, I mean, not not like I'm sending people to their death or anything, but like, you know, you have to let people do their thing and not help them because you're in a position of higher authority kind of thing. I mean, in my case, it wasn't really more of being in a higher authority, but more of like, I wasn't in a position to offer help. But yeah. Wanting to help, but not being able to, for whatever reason, pretty relatable. And the cooldown on this ability is just amazing. I love it. Oh, oh, oh. The timing for the Shiva dash is kind of rough. Kick, kick, kick.
Two down, one to go.
Okay. I think it is. It may just be that I'm not used to it. It might be slightly worse because... Yeah, I should try that. I should try using taunt more. I keep forgetting I have it. There's that upgrade for precision dodge that makes the timing easier, and I'm not sure if that exists for the perfect block or the Shiva dodge. So it might actually be slightly worse.
Lord Rosfield.
Oh, this guy
Is
again.
there aught the Undying might assist you with this day?
Perhaps. My brother said that your order was helping him with his quest to uncover Ultima's origins. Have you learned anything of note since last we spoke?
Little unless, I regret to report.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not rest until the truth is known. Even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the realm for traces of Ultima's touch.
Fallen ruins, I take it. Dating back as far as Phoenix Gate.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among the remnants of the fallen civilization, as if protecting the secrets concealed within.
Secrets we'd see unearthed.
Should our methods be of interest, my lord, mayhap it would please you to observe some of our number at work.
Would that be possible?
Of course. A survey is being conducted not far from here. Perchance you are familiar with Kretov, a small hamlet built around a fallen airship. I was due to visit my colleagues there to collect their preliminary findings, but if you would consent to do so in my stead, I'm sure that they would be honored to relate any discoveries they have made to you directly.
All right. I'll go and meet with them.
Assassin's Creed
Will be
Valisthea.
most gratified, I am sure.
That
Might
sounds
I
like a
suggest
real
you take
game.
The road through Titan's Wake. It will lead you straight to the village after but a short walk.
Thank you. I will.
I'll just teleport.
I wish you a safe journey, my lord. May the Firebird's flames burn ever in your heart.
Never mind. I guess I won't teleport. Wait, is this? How do I get in there? I guess he was talking about that. Who's paying these guys salaries? If I told someone that didn't know this game that they were making Assassin's Creed Valisthea, they'd be like, oh, cool. I don't think they'd ask any questions. Yeah, Trev's that guy that throws your package at your front door from across your lawn.
This would be easy.
If you've ever had a bad UPS experience, Trev's your guy to complain to. He is the yeet master. Oh, I couldn't move. Oh, I screwed up. Well. That thing gave me 200 experience. So for those of you that weren't here this morning, including the YouTube audience, we were talking about the Microsoft merger. Microsoft Activision, well, not merger, acclamation, purchase, and how the FCC filing of saying that it could be unfair advantage / a monopoly in the future, that was basically holding up the purchase, got denied yesterday, meaning that now they can officially purchase if it ends up that they agree. Like, it's not a done deal yet, but it's no longer being held up by the law. Now all they got to do is finalize the numbers, and we will see Microsoft buying Activision. So it's pretty interesting. We talked a little bit about it, how it's potentially going to be really good for the industry, but could also be bad for the industry depending on how it goes. The thing that's interesting is Microsoft's argument that basically was the reason they won the case is that Call of Duty will survive better on more consoles. So basically they're making the argument that, like, they're not gonna keep their games only on Xbox. And everyone believes them because they pretty much proved that in the past with games like Minecraft, where they bought Minecraft and instead of making it like PC, Xbox only, they kept it on everything, and it ended up being beneficial for them. Like, the fact that they put Minecraft on the Switch was like a huge deal, and they made a ton of money out of it. Increases magic burst will damage. That's kind of cool. And they've been arguing over the past couple months that, like, they'd be fools to put all of these big Activision Blizzard games only on Microsoft consoles and PCs. So that was kind of their argument. So because they made that argument in order to win the case, it's fair to say that's probably what they're going to do. It would be the ultimate Uno reverse card if they, like, told everyone they weren't going to do it and basically promised they wouldn't do it to the FCC, and then as soon as they buy Activision, they just do it anyways. But I would seriously doubt they would do that. And like I said, there's proof in the past that they wouldn't do that. So it sounds like they're going to purchase Activision Blizzard, but they're pretty much going to continue all of their series being multi-platform. And funnily enough, it might actually be really good for the industry, especially if they purchase Activision Blizzard and then, like, absolutely nuke the company of all the people higher up, because Activision Blizzard has had an issue with management for a really long time, and there's a ton of people that people have been asking to please get rid of these people.
Well, this isn't at all foreboding.
I'm not sure why he said that. Was that like a meta joke? Like, oh, there's a checkpoint here, there must be something difficult. That'd be kind of funny. Yeah, I think that might have been a meta joke. But yeah, if they actually purchase the company and, like, send some people out of the company and revamp the higher ups, because Microsoft's actually under pretty good management at the moment, with the exception of some things, but they could really, like, fix the company. Or they could run it into the ground, which they've done with many companies in the past that they've purchased. Microsoft likes to buy companies and then run them to the ground. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but yeah, it's interesting. Like, I'm really curious to see what happens, but it sounds like it's not gonna be immediately detrimental or anything. And also, even if they do purchase, it's gonna be a while before we actually see the ramifications of it. But it is interesting that they were able to sidestep the FCC by basically just promising they're not going to be a monopoly. It wouldn't be the first time that a company was like, hey, we're not going to be a monopoly, and the FCC was like, okay, and then they became a monopoly. So that is always a possibility, but I kind of doubt it. I see dead people.
Oh no. You'll pay for this.
Really, they couldn't just take out some regular boys?
There may still be survivors.
Ouch. Stop that.
All yours, Torgal.
Alien robots. Yeah, then there's the whole Game Pass thing, which, yeah, everyone's got their opinions on that, but fool's gold.
I'd say it's their leader.
Gave you that idea. Holy cow, that freeze. Holy cow, that freeze. That was crazy. If you do that dash on like a really strong attack, you just get free money forever. That is crazy. Too late.
Too slow.
Where'd you come from? Yeah, and it's not an ability, so there's no cooldown, which is crazy too.
Stay down.
Big boot.
Should have stayed in the past. These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Who are you?
Who do you think he is?
Ah, forgive me, my lord. I did not recognize you. You are Lord Rosfield, are you not? We are archaeologians, tasked with surveying this site. When the echoes appeared, our brothers here occupied their attentions. Thanks to them, and to you, we were, for a mercy, able to see our duty to its conclusion.
See a chest back there.
You call that a mercy? Your brothers might still be alive if you put their safety before your duty. Surely this survey wasn't worth dying for.
We are charged with uncovering Ultima's origins, a duty of the highest import, as I'm sure you will agree.
And you think your dead brothers would agree with you too?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the cause, an honor to which all undying aspire. Now, to what do we owe the honor of your
You guys are a bit of a
presence, Lord
cult.
Marquis?
Cyril told me of your work here, and I agreed to collect your findings in his stead.
I see. That is most kind. Pray, Take them then, with our humble thanks. May the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart, as it does in ours.
Clive has hated these guys ever since he first met them. He just has a chip on his shoulder.
One thing to lay down your life for another. But for a survey... I suppose I'd better get this back to Cyril.
Yay! Yeah, ever since he first met him, he's kind of like, I don't know about these guys.
Ah, you are returned, my lord.
I collected your colleagues' preliminary findings. Here, take them.
They found nothing.
My thanks. I shall study them and inform you forthwith if I discover aught that might aid you in your fight against Ultima.
Cyril, your survey party suffered several losses in Kretov. Losses which could have been avoided, had the others not chosen to complete their work instead of saving their friends. Were these your orders?
No. This was their choice. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix. It is our sole duty, and should we die in discharging it, so be it.
Even when death is avoidable.
My lord, I fear that this is not a point over which it would be fruitful to argue. The Undying have served the Phoenix for countless generations, and your opinion of our methods, however earnest, is not like to change them. We live to serve the Phoenix. Our very order exists for that purpose, and that purpose alone.
Cyril, I know that you and your brethren answer only to Joshua, but allow me to offer you a word of advice. It does not further the cause of the Phoenix to have his loyal followers surrender their lives without good reason. Provide your survey parties with an escort, that they might live to do their duty for years to come. Think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix, but how Joshua would want you to serve him. Please. For all our sakes.
It's got a point.
I thank you for your advice, my lord. If you will permit me to respond, our faith in his grace, Joshua Rossfield, is absolute. And we of the Undying will do what we believe is right to fulfill our duty unto him. As first shield to the Phoenix, I am sure you understand what it means to do one's duty.
So basically,
I do.
no.
Then we are of the same mind. And it is my hope that we may continue to do our duty together.
I mean, he's got a point, though. There can't be that many of you. So, throwing yourself away just to get some preliminary findings doesn't seem like the best idea. Which one's Ice Age? It's one of the ones I don't use. This one. Yeah, seems like they're just being a bit, like, cultish. Clive's probably right to be wary of them. Bit extreme. Wait. Oh, there's two things here. Let's do this first.
They'd have us believe. But there were ghosts at the gates not days ago.
Back to the Vale.
Oh, Clive. What am I to do? My wards and I may soon be without a home.
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne and taken up residence here in Northreach.
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders, second only to his Radiance at the head of the Imperial government. Not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by his noble title, the Duke of Oriflamme.
And what does he want with Northreach?
He wants to transform it into a military stronghold, a foundation upon which to build a new Sambrec.
Isn't it kind of already that?
He's already secured the support of the various army remnants, with promises that they shall be afforded the respect they deserve in his empire. One built on the confiscated property of the people.
He would rob the populace to pay for it.
Believe me, I have used every means of persuasion to discourage him from this folly. But for whatever reason, he will not listen to me.
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around. Couldn't he use that influence again?
How? By speaking out against one of the most powerful men in Sambrec. A man whose stated aim is to revive the empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve, and to improve the soldiers' lot within it. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel, and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the terrors they face each day. The Duke offers them a vision of strength and safety. No. Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philippe the support of his men, if it did not cost him his life. But given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable. The people have little appetite for further deprivation, least of all when it serves only to elevate others.
And who could blame them?
Clive, would you appeal to the Duke on my behalf? For your services to Northreach, you have the respect of the soldiers, and they will take you to His Eminence if you ask them. And unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyalty prevent you from speaking your mind to the man. Well, will you try? You could hardly fare any worse than I did.
I'll see what I can do.
I don't think it's going to go well.
Thank you, Clive.
Tell me then, where will I find this Duke of Oriflamme? In the garrison?
Overseeing the troops, yes.
All right. Wish me luck.
I can't imagine this going well.
At the remembrance ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
Hey, I'm an outsider that, like, was the one that destroyed your empire. Can you not take over this town? Thanks.
Halt! Oh, sorry about that. You're the dame's man, aren't you? You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the Duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass. But you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all about you and your heroics. Wait here. I'll go and ask.
I always love Clive's disposition, like he's always so nice when he needs something.
So, you are the sellsword who lent his aid to the garrison. The Empire owes you a debt, and I shall see it repaid. But tell me, is it wealth that you seek, or favor?
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a stronghold.
Ah, I see. You are worried the expanded garrison will render your services redundant. Yet you needn't be. A proud fighting man like yourself shall always have a place here. Pride of place, in fact. For too long has the contribution of the noble soldier been under-reckoned. But no more. For it is they who shall see the Holy Empire rebuilt, beginning right here in Northreach.
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the recent troubles. Her defenses are sound, and her garrison well prepared.
Have you seen the soldiers in this town, though?
Nothing can be said for Oriflamme or Twinside. The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe Northreach to be the perfect place. With Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town and the castle, we need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twins. Plans are already underway for the construction. Soon enough, these thralls shall learn that they are no match for the might of Sanbreque.
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town. Something they may be loath to do if they've been deprived of their worldly goods.
The people will do as their leaders command. If Sanbreque is to be rebuilt, she will require a functioning government. One whose authority is beyond question. That is why this levy is necessary. So that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid as befits a defender of the Empire. And yet there are those who persist in peddling the treasonous lie that I seek to steal from the people and drive them from their homes.
I suspect they're afraid of losing what little they have left.
Precisely. The common folk
Lady
have
with the
little
funky
less,
hat.
and you mean to deprive them of even that? You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have discussed this.
Is that his wife or
Yes,
something?
and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire, there are no citizens.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later.
Okay.
The citizens revolt.
My work here is done.
I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
As long as you remain.
Sabine, you're embarrassing me. Yep, this is definitely some domestic disputes. Clive's a smart man. He sees a domestic dispute. He leaves.
But there were ghosts at the gates not days ago.
All right there. What is it you're after, sir?
Just
Your
your
ascot.
opinion, actually. I wondered what you thought of the Duke of Oriflamme.
Oh, him. Not much. None of us traders do. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the holy capital, could they? And now he's trying to drive us out completely, threatening to take everything we got from us if we don't clear off. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town, I'd be straight through that checkpoint, tar bucket in hand.
We might do that. You got what? Hearts, hinds, and what?
Why, your stall is as ripe as a midden heap.
It's my damn bearer. He's gone and lost a touch.
I love listening to the NPCs talk.
I've been hearing a lot of talk about a certain Duke.
Nothing good, I'll wager. Going around acting like he owns the place. And with hardly a word to the dame. This is her town, not his.
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I'm concerned, she still is. Just need His Eminence to sod off back to Oriflamme.
I see, I see.
I got peppers to numb your tongue. I put fire in your belly.
I heard the dame got an icon to rid the meadows of.
A question, if you don't mind. What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
Don't get me started. You build a life for yourself somewhere, earning for some noble to turn up and tell you got to hand it all over to him. If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to empty our purses, he's in for a rude awakening. We'll do whatever it takes to keep what's ours. Whatever it takes.
All right.
The people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
Seems like everyone loves him. I'm still laughing about that mission name.
Those things I said before.
They were quite cheeky with this game.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts on the Duke of Oriflamme.
Well, he's made a lot of enemies coming in the way he did. I mean, look around us. You can see the state the realm's in. The traders might not like having the screws put on them, but if they volunteered a few more of their hard-earned gil before things got bad, maybe they wouldn't have to. I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire's the best way of making sure we're all protected. And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do, well, that's just how it goes.
This is interesting. I love how we're getting both points of view. Now we've just been doing side quests so far. I mean, there's been some interesting stuff, especially with Blackthorn, but in terms of the main story, no.
Everything in the capital.
You're the one who's talking to His Eminence.
On the dame's
Are you a
behalf,
robot,
yes.
sir?
I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's goodwill for granted, but it seems my words fell on deaf ears. What do you think of his plans?
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells me what to do, not the other way round. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the dame, but I've got a family to look after. That's where my loyalties lie, not with the town or the Empire, but with my wife and children. If the Duke can get us the men and the equipment we need to fight off those blue-skinned bastards, I don't care how he does it.
Spoken like a true soldier.
Sabine, you are embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing yourself.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into some sort of fortress. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise, His Eminence's word is law. Look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but empires don't come for free. And once Sandbreck is back on her feet, we'll all reap the benefits.
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
Very interesting.
Captain, do you have a moment?
For you? Certainly. Clive, wasn't it? Thank you for last time.
I see an ogre in the background. 2 FPS ogre.
About the Duke of Oriflamme. Do you intend to go along with his plan?
But to tell you the truth, I'm in two minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders. But I can't say I agree with him.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved. The Dame included.
That's right. I did.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either. She thinks they could tear Northreach apart.
And she's probably right. Thank you, Clive. I know what I need to do now. Protecting the people I love is what matters. Doesn't matter how. Well, duty calls, so I better go.
What if he just went in and killed him? Just walked right up to him and slit his throat. That'll solve our problem.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
This was a cool quest.
Ah, Clive. How did you fare? Were you able to speak with the Duke?
I was, but...
So Northreach is to be a fortress after all. Well, it will certainly help to hold back the thralls. There's no
You're gonna have to tell the
Though I doubt
people in the
it will
market.
cause much consolation to the townspeople whose worldly goods are confiscated to pay for it. They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a say in this new empire the Duke means to build.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions, and hopes to reassert the authority of the state. I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed for the greater good. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather their destinies were in your hands. The soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders. And not just because of the Duke's rank, but because of his vision.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Embark, I dare say I too would want nothing more than to see it rise from the ashes. Thank you for trying. But the battle is lost.
I don't know about that.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it a day.
Why?
Because I realized what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, but protecting what I care about. Protecting Northreach. I honestly don't know when those monsters will return, but I'm certain they're not finished with us yet. And when they do come back, we need to be ready for them. We need to stand together, all of us. And with you to lead us, milady, I reckon we can do it. It was you who finally convinced me, Clive. There's no point following orders if they go against everything you believe.
Indeed.
All of us, standing together. That has always been Northreach's best hope, and one which still lies within our grasp. We have only to turn our attentions to the true enemy. Thank you, Philippe, for showing me what I must do.
Anything for you, milady. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from the Vale to help keep watch around the town? I fear His Eminence has loftier tasks in mind for the guard.
Not at all. Be my guest.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Did he just...
There may be hope for Northreach yet.
Never mind.
Especially with men like you and Philippe to champion our cause. I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke, in the stubborn belief that I might still tempt him into joining hands. But I suspect I shall have to call upon your aid again. Until then, Clive.
Until then.
I feel like I kind of missed something there. How does him quitting the guard help him defend the town? I guess because he was going to probably be sent off to do other things. But like the way that the the Duke was talking, it sounded like he wanted to defend that. Like he said, the guard is going to be like building walls, but didn't he mean walls around this town? Or was he talking like maybe because he was going to send a bunch of them to the other place to make the cathedral or whatever? Maybe that's what they were talking about. So like he's going to split the guard between building walls around Northreach and making a Empire state in that other area. I forget the name of it. So maybe he was just saying, like, if I quit, I can focus all my efforts on Northreach. I still feel, yeah, Cairn Orbit, that's what it's called. But to me, I feel like what's going to happen is the marketplace people are just going to revolt. Because I mean, they were like, yeah, we're ready to pick up swords and fight. Like, they were mad. So I don't know if that's going to go very well, but hey, whatever.
Those things I said before.
Yeah, maybe we get a quest later where, like, the monsters attack and the marketplace people are like, crap, where's our soldiers?
Let of us believe.
5 gil. Big money. Yeah. I mean, the side quests have always been good story-wise, but I feel like they've really gotten even better as of late. Most of the quests we're doing are things that have been building up throughout the whole game, and now they're kind of hitting their conclusions. Earlier in the game, some of the quests were set up for the quests we're doing now, but some of the other quests were just totally random nonsense. They weren't as good, but they've gotten a lot better. They were always good, though. I mean, like, other than the few not so good ones, but even then, the writing was still good. Even the DoorDash quests were, like, interesting enough. But now they've really hit their stride. And like I said, that Blackthorn quest was, like, amazing. Fun fight, fun reward, good writing. Like, that was the perfect side quest, so.
Enough of you, are there?
Waken winds!
I really love using that attack when I don't know what's behind me. Get him, Torgal.
This one.
That's all of them. Owain can uncross his toes now.
That's weird. Alright, what else?